भजत अखिल जेत्री मैत्री भजत अखिल जेत्री.
Hi, my name is Manasi Prasad, PGP from batch of 2007. I am an Indian classical musician, a vocalist and an arts manager. I was the first museum director of the Indian Music Experience Museum, which is India's first and only interactive music museum. And I continue to be involved as a consultant and a leader in a variety of contexts related to the arts and arts management. I remember, of course, when I came to IIM, I think the first day, I was so worried about the fact that, is IIMB going to swallow up the artistic side of me? So I came to campus with my tambura and my set of music books and my carpet to practice music. And I made a promise to myself that I was going to find a way to bring together everything that this wonderful academic institution would give me, while at the same time keeping my artistic and creative spark alive. I think there are many things which made the IIM experience very unique. This emphasis on group work, on working together in groups with people who may or may not be part of your friend circle or people that you may or may not associate with naturally, kind of emphasized this idea that the best work is done when teams come together and find ways to reconcile their various viewpoints to arrive at some sort of synergy. After I passed out of IIMB, I had the great opportunity to lead the setup of the Indian Music Experience Museum, which is located a few kilometers away from IIM. And in fact, the inspiration for me to set up the IME and be involved with leading that effort came from IIM. It was when I was here and I would walk through these portals of this institution, I would often think to myself, when there can be an Indian Institute of Management and IIM, why cannot there be an Indian Institute of Music, another IIM? I'm sure IIMB's emphasis on reflection and looking inwards, understanding the demands of the world is something that is going to help the institution remain relevant and connected with the demands of today and tomorrow. IIMB is an institution that encourages not just dreaming but doing. And I think it's this combination of vision and the tools and skills needed to bring that vision into reality. That is, I think, what differentiates an IIM Bangalore graduate from their peers. I wish the institution the very best for this landmark moment, and I cannot wait to see what the future holds, and I do hope to continue to be part of this story.
I spent the best years of my life at IIM Bangalore between 89 and 91. I think when I joined IIM Bangalore, I was a fresher. I came out of IIT Kharagpur, went on to make a lot of friends. And even today, we have a significant network where we meet often. I think the biggest learning has been in IIM Bangalore is getting to meet different sets of people, also exposure to different subjects. For example, I still fondly remember Indian society and culture. I'm sure the Indian education system is today moving in a direction where a lot of exposure towards ethics, liberal arts and other parts of management is being provided. And therefore, I think this was the first place where I got exposure to a non-engineering kind of subjects and meeting different sets of people from different backgrounds, and it was a very, very enriching experience. I owe a lot to the professors. I remember some of them very fondly. Some of them have left us, and I think they have left an indelible mark in terms of my formative years. In terms of IIM Bangalore today, what it was earlier, I think it's made tremendous progress. Today, it's globally rated as one of the best institutes. Significant investment behind research, entrepreneurship, faculty has happened. And I think we have now an alumni which IIM needs to be proud of. And believe me, when it comes to English alphabets, A comes before B and C. When it comes to IIMs, I think B comes before A. I really owe a lot. I still remember I was a part of Nexus. That was a marketing fest where we had our first handle of learning how to organize things. So therefore, all in all, it certainly laid a great foundation to what I am today. And I think if you really ask me, the alumni in IIMB has made this institute proud. We owe a lot to this institute, and I just wanted to say thank you for all I have learned and for all we continue to learn. I want to certainly give back to this alma mater, because at the end of the day, today what I am, a significant contribution has been from this institute. So all the best, and I'm sure we will continue to rise and shine and soar higher.
From the initial years when we had the flagship 2-year PGP and a doctoral program, we now have MBA programs for experienced professionals, working executives, as well as a host of long-duration management development programs. Graduates from such a wide variety of programs add to the vibrancy and diversity of one of the most connected and well-organized alumni ecosystem in the world.
My first recollection of IIM Bangalore is a lot of hard work. And I think that's where the tenets of all the work ethics that I've learned all along really started. And this was a lot to do with the discipline, the conduct, the core of what it takes to be successful in a team. I think all these various things got pulled in a very nice way in those 2 years there, because you had to do a lot of projects, you had to do a lot with teams, you had to deliver a lot of outcomes. And this was just a very, very nice experience to have grown up with. All through, I would say, my last 29 years, it's been a path of progress. But I think what IIM Bangalore taught me really well was to walk that whole path with a lot of sensitivity and balance. I do recall certainly one professor, and he was our director, K.R.S. Murthy. And I very fondly remember Mrs. Murthy too, because I thought between them, they really ran a beautiful, I would say, platform, a franchise with a lot of love and affection for the students. He really exemplified what it is to stand for courage, to stand for good conduct, and really have that as your two main tenets as you go through life. And I learned a lot from that. I wanted to share with you that Goldman Sachs runs a very large gender balancing entrepreneurship program entirely for women. It's called the 10,000 Women Program, and we've been running it for the last 15 years globally. In India, this program is run out of IIM Bangalore. We've been running it successfully for a few years. We recently looked at what's been the impact of that program, and this is very much driven by IIM Bangalore, although it's funded entirely by Goldman Sachs. And we realized when we looked at the cohort of roughly 2,500 women that have graduated in this program, we found that about almost all of them have doubled their workforce, created 12,000 new jobs, and they have quadrupled their revenues. And in true embodiment of the Make in India movement, 40% of them are now exporting. Music was always very important for me. And IIM Bangalore, I managed to set up the first music club, and we got together a few people who were interested in music and pulled through a band. And we had our first kind of concert at the open air theatre. Fitness was always very important for me, and I set up the first gym at the basement of D Block. I met my wife, Amita. We met on campus. She was from LSR in Delhi. And it was only in my last term, which was just before I graduated in March of 1994, that we kind of, our romance really blossomed. It's also the term that I got my first B. She became an Amita Chatterjee in 1997 of February. That's when we got married. We have 2 daughters, and both of them enjoy the place, enjoy the campus, and have obviously draw a lot of meaning from IIM Bangalore, given that both their parents graduated from there. And it's just been a wonderful experience for the whole family, and beyond what a normal alma mater offers to everybody else.
My name is Asmu Kadia. I was a part of Indian Administrative Service starting from 1981. After joining the service, I always had a desire to undergo some kind of formal study of public policy. But I had one condition in mind. I never wanted to go abroad to study public policy because it was my firm opinion that public policy should be studied in the Indian context. So my desire was fulfilled in 2002 when I heard that Indian Institute of Management Bangalore is going to come up with a 2-year public policy program and the government is going to sponsor candidates for this. I was in the first batch of this public policy program of IIM and I found it extremely useful to me in my career. One of the main lessons which I learned from this program was that before making any public policy, we should get into the data. Data should be the basis of making policy. We also had an international immersion program as part of this 2-year, in which we all went to Maxwell School in Syracuse University for 8 weeks. And I found that also to be very, very useful to me. So on the whole, I found this PG PPM program a very exhilarating and useful kind of a study. It is my good fortune that subsequent to that, after my retirement from the civil service, I was asked to join the board of Indian Institute of Management Bangalore. And today I am on the board of this august organization, my own alma mater. And I am glad that I have a chance to contribute to the policy making of the Indian Institute of Management, and particularly in its Golden Jubilee year. So on this occasion, I would like to wish IIM Bangalore a great future in its Golden Jubilee year. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Madhuvanti. I am from the PGSEM 2010 batch. I became an engineer, but the marketing bug of making TV commercials was always at the back of my mind. So I joined IIM Bangalore and then I did the 2.5 years program. What IIMB really helped me to do was to bridge computer science and TV commercials, and I became a digital marketer. IIMB played the most important part in this bridging of that career. What this place really taught me was humility. The professors actually created a worldview for you. So it's not just academics, it is about how you become a professional, how you think, how you actually create problem statements and then go about solving the problems. Right from late Professor Tirunarayana, who told me that you are good at marketing in his own way, to Professor Ramesh Kumar, who taught us the in and out of consumer behavior, Professor J. Ramachandran, who taught us what exactly is strategic leadership. I think they just created a sense in you that just transformed you. So I think that's what IIMB has done for me. Most of us did a lot more studying outside the classes than inside the classes. What I would really love to bring out is the quality of guest lectures that were there even as part of the curriculum. We had people like Mr. Damodar Mal coming and talking about setting up retail, super giant, or you had ex-students like Madhurjaya Banerjee, who came and spoke about how to market Nor soups or any of the other things that he was doing in Hindustan Unilever. I think it just created a very, very great atmosphere for an extremely conducive learning. So I think that's what IIMB did for us. So every time I introduce myself, I say that I did my MBA from IIM Bangalore. I have a twinge of pride in my eyes. That is mainly because of the legacy that the institute has left for us. The students who came before us, the professors have created a beautiful brand. I think all of us have to be custodians of that brand. So with that pride comes a lot of responsibility. Every time we do something on our day-to-day business, like just taking a decision whether this will harm the nation, not harm the nation, whether it will harm the consumer, not harm the consumer. I think that ethics is something that the institute has instilled in us. Every time I see a new MT batch coming into Flipkart or any of the other organizations I have worked in, I've tried to instill the IIMB virtues or values that I have at least learned from this institute. I think that's how I carry forward my responsibility. And anytime that the institute calls me, thank God I am in Bangalore, so I can always pop in and then help out the institute anytime that it wants me to.
My name is Murlidhar. I am from PGP batch 75-77. I came to do the MBA program as it's popularly known after completing my chartered accountancy. My program of chartered accountancy gave me a very detailed knowledge of one function, that is finance, but the exposure in IIM gave me the width of knowledge which was included for all the functions. The most important learning that takes place, especially IIMB, was you hone your communication skills and you own a lot of analytical abilities in most of the program here. It also gives you some amount of guts also to do things independently, and because of the analytical abilities you develop, you also develop independent opinions on many things. So this was one of the main factors that influenced me to look at entrepreneurship as a career and not job as a career. I would say that 80% of the motivation came from IIM's exposure and the confidence it gave to me. I was lucky to be during a time when the institution was still compact, both physically and number-wise, and we got all the benefit from this kind of structure. So the learning, I think, was very high. We could get as much as possible from our professors and their knowledge. We also had some very favorite professors because they are very casual in their approach. The interaction was of very highest levels, and the relationship with students was of a very good, and they used to make us feel homely. I would like to just name a couple of professors who were our favorites. VTDB Balaraman was one of them. Mr. S.K. Roy was another person. Professor Tirunarayanan was another great guy who used to share a lot of his insights into the business and his own take on many things. Gopal Valecha, Vijay Padki, R.P. Iyer, they were extremely friendly, and we used to feel absolutely at home in their company. Quality of learning and the amount of learning that took place was really tremendous. Sometimes I used to wonder how much they can pack in 2 years and give us so much of inputs that when we come out of the institute, we are so rich and we are full, bubbly and full of knowledge. If you ask me how IIM's education was instrumental in pushing me to become an entrepreneur, first thing I would give credit to the exposure we get here, the confidence it builds in you to take risk, and the guts, how guts can make a difference in your life and in your career. This is the 50th year, and there are a lot of people put in a lot of efforts to bring this to the stage. I thank every one of them. I thank the institute for giving me this great opportunity to be a student, to be a board member, and then being rewarded me with a distinguished alumni also. So I am very, very pleased that I am associated with such a great institution. All the best for IIM Bangalore. I think the only way it will go is up and up and up, and earn a lot of laurels in the future to come. Thank you.
My experience and my professional life and personal life is significantly richer because of the time I spent at IIMB and the privilege of being an alumnus. I got picked up for a job at Wipro by an IIMB alumnus, Purushottam, who, touchwood, has been a friend, philosopher, guide over the years. My first ventures after that had got support from IIMB alumnus. I have had IIMB alumnus, senior alumnus in being involved as angel investors, supporters, advisors. So I think from a professional perspective, I've got a tremendous amount of support as I've taken the entrepreneurial journey for the last 20 odd years of being an IIMB alumnus. Also coming back here to campus and being able to spend time with the professors, be part of the NSR cell from a mentoring perspective, and occasionally some guest interactions with the students has just helped me kind of sharpen my understanding of what's going on in the professional world, and build on my career. So very, very happy to be an IIMB alum. And I think going ahead, really look forward to more interactions with the entire alumni group, the institute, current students, and I think there's a lot more to build on this great platform that we have as IIMB alumni.
I had a very amazing journey at IIM Bangalore. I joined here in 1994 for fellow program in management. So transition had already happened in my life from computers to construction work, and then in 1994, IIM Bangalore fellow program dawned onto me. And here, that was the time when my transformation journey began. I had amazing time interacting with professors and learning from them many of the nuances about the philosophy of management. Be it Professor K.R.S. Murthy, who introduced me to philosophy of management in a very informal way. Be it Professor Shadgopan, who introduced to internet on IIM Bangalore campus. Went with him to Seattle, visited Bill Gates' house under construction. Yes, that's true. And then after coming back, associated with Professor Ramnath Narayan Swamy as his, you can call, teaching assistant in implementing a course on tracking creative boundaries, arts and the man for 2 full cycles. Why I'm telling all this? Because my thesis was on the real options approach to transportation infrastructure projects and how to value them. Being from railways, I worked on valuing large infrastructure projects in transportation sector, and of course, built a whole lot of mathematical models where I mastered the art of working on stochastic processes, futures and options, financial derivatives, and whole lot of different world. And this all, believe me, just could happen because the kind of exposure and the kind of transformation I had undergone during my stay at IIM Bangalore. Major thanks to IIM Bangalore for all that.
From the first batch of students that graduated in 1976, IIM Bangalore today has more than 25,000 alumni who are part of a vibrant ecosystem. Our alumni are spread across generations, geographies, programs, and professions. To cater to such a diverse cohort of high achievers, we have an alumni relations office on campus and an alumni association which is registered as an autonomous trust. The IIMB Alumni Association, popularly known as IIMBA, facilitates connects and conversations amongst alumni through its various affiliated chapters. The Alumni Office, on the other hand, helps alumni to connect back with their alma mater besides supporting IIMBA in its mission.
Hi, my name is Kashan Ramteke and I'm from the PGP 98 batch. We complete 25 years this year. I head the retail industry vertical for HCL Tech in UK and Ireland. I also serve as the president of the IIMB Alumni Association in London. The learning for us not only happened in the classrooms, but amidst this brutalistic architecture by B.V. Doshi. It was a kind of an intense 2 years period. We were adapting to the change, the pressure. I learned resilience over here. The constant aspect of learning and unlearning is what I learned at IIM Bangalore. Importantly, what we also learned was how do we actually put forward a point of view and perspective? How do we accommodate different thoughts, outlooks, and work together as teams. So whole aspect of forming relationships and friendships stayed back. The Institute also played a very important role in reaching out and connecting to alumni globally. Anusmara, as we all know, has been a flagship event organized across various cities, and we have been doing that in London from quite a few years. That is an avenue or forum for professors and the director to come down to London, and many of them did come to communicate what is happening in the Institute, what measures, efforts they have taken in the yesteryears, and keep that connect going on. If you look at the prestigious FT rankings this year, they added 3 new parameters of evaluation of these schools, one being the carbon footprint. And I was pretty glad to see that one cannot use plastic bottles on campus anymore. Second is diversity. And third is the quality of alumni networks. And on that particular front, I think IIM Bangalore has done phenomenally well. This is the Golden Jubilee of IIM Bangalore. And if I were to think about what is that I would like IIMB to do as we go ahead towards, say, a Diamond Jubilee, these schools are changing their perspective in terms of how do they create value. Not for creating stakeholder value, but trying to create societal value. That would be a great positioning for ourselves as we go ahead in the next 25 years. And that is what I would like to see IIMB grow into.
I was privileged to be in the new campus in the first year when we enrolled for the fellowship. We shifted from Hostel C in the 5th block Jayanagar to the new campus. I think initial years we had only Parthenium trees and hardly any nice plantations, though we had a good nursery in the campus itself. First few years I had the opportunity of meeting a lot of friends from different batches of PGP, including my fellow students from ISI, Indian Institute of Agriculture Research. More important, as I came from Orissa, I met people from South, North, East and West all together, cross-cultural exposure in true sense. Two significant professors who played a very important role in my initial years, Professor S. Subramanian, who was my thesis advisory committee members. He taught more about air transportation and my motivation to work on airline industry. In those days, it was one of the few global organizations, Air India and Indian Airlines. Later on, my principal guide was Dr. Valecha, who was a leading behavioral scientist, organization development expert. He was my principal guide. So my early years in IIMB, while learning more about cross-culture, I did learn about air transportation, I learned about industrial relations, HR, change, personality preferences, a lot from a great teachers I was proud of. I really give them gratitude for what I am today. My BPL days and Oracle days, I still kept in touch with IIM Bangalore. We did series of leadership interventions for BPL, also for Oracle leadership development in collaboration with IIM Bangalore. In that way, it helped me to keep in touch, not only as a practitioner, I also kept taking sessions in the Armed Forces Officers Program. I kept taking sessions in Executive General Management Program and few leadership programs. Recently, 2018, I got an opportunity to come to IIM Bangalore as a professor of practice. It was homecoming, having done fellowship from here, having grown up here professionally, psychologically and personally. It really helped me to link up those practices I had learned with the concepts and the emerging trends. In fact, for me, these years at IIMB, before, during and after is very critical. It has not only transformed me, I have seen many of my friends and batchmates and juniors have leveraged IIMB in their personal and professional growth. Being the Golden Jubilee year for IIMB, I hope and trust this experience will multiply not only for the current batch and the batches to come. All the best for the Golden Jubilee celebration.
My name is Sukanya Roy. I'm from EPGP 2013 batch. Very early on during the first few days at IIMB, there were two phrases that I heard that really shaped the way I experienced my time and leveraged my time at IIMB. One was by a professor, Professor Lakshmanan, who said that it's easy to learn. It's extremely difficult to unlearn. So let the unlearning begin. And one was from a batchmate of mine who said that, have you come here to study or have you come here to learn? And if you've come here to learn, then learn from everyone and learn from everywhere. And I think I use these two as my anchors, to define how my journey during the course is going to be. And I took this opportunity as a way to understand how people think, how people evolve, and of course the course dynamics and the subjects that help us, give us the tools that we need to think through this process. So be it from my peers, be it from my professors, be it from other batchmates that we came across during our interactions, I took every experience to learn about them, learn about the subject, and very importantly, learn about myself and what works for me. Key, of course, for the learning part and the studying part was the courses that we took, the experiences that we gained from our professors. We of course appreciated and respected them for their expertise and the depth that they brought in. But what I cannot cease to amaze at is their ability to be flexible and ability and humility to accommodate all these curious questions, some very nuanced, some very naive, but questions year on year that they get from every batch of very enthusiastic, restless and curious students, and still respond to them respectfully with newer ideas, with perspectives that would help students evolve. In a very true blue MBA style, I would say that there are a few things that I've learned from IIMB that I carry with me every single day of my life, be it my personal life or my professional life. And I'm going to put it across in a very my own personal framework. I'll call it the 3P framework: perspectives, potential and perseverance. IIM Bangalore really for me is home. It's a place that nurtured me. It gave me the opportunities, it accepted me with my flaws and challenges, but subtly gave me ways to kind of see the mirror and see where I could find my improvements. So for me, this is really a place that I have a sense of belonging. I feel secured, encouraged and energized every time I'm here. Every time I'm meeting current students, alumni, professor, my perspectives, like I spoke about, expand just a little bit more and I go back enriched. For me, this place will always be very special and I want to wish IIMB all the luck, brilliant 50 years and many, many hundreds of years to come.
Hi, my name is Haragopal Mangipudi. I'm also called Hara. And I was in the first batch of PGPEM. Then it was called PGSEM. That was in the year 98 to 2001. So way back then in 98, it was a very opportune moment for me to get into IIM Bangalore for simple reason that I needed all that what this course could offer and I could implement all that the course offered back at work. I was expanding my business more than a dozen countries every year and I needed to rethink the entire landscape, and what best way than learn the concepts over the weekend and then apply them at work for the rest of the days in Monday to Friday. So fast forward to 2014, I dived into entrepreneurship, and that was again a fresh beginning, and what best than come back to the campus not only to study, understand the entrepreneurship, both in the library as well as NSR cell, but essentially try and pick the minds of some of the students. So I came here, picked a dozen interns to really look at various aspects of the startup. And then that helped essentially to understand why don't we actually take it forward and help the students build the capabilities. So that's when I came back to the campus in 2018 to deliver this as an elective called Software Product Management Elective. So it's such a joy to really build the Made in India brand and also build so many more exciting products. So for me, yes, building products is my passion. Building the people actually build so many more world-class products, even better than me, what I did is even more exciting for me. So let me conclude here that it has been a wonderful quarter century for me, and here is wishing IIM Bangalore a great next 50 and many more centuries of prominent journey in shaping the careers and shaping the lives of people like me.
My name is Girish Ramachandra and I am from PGSM 2001 batch. I joined IIM at a time when I felt I need to augment my engineering skills with good management education. And in the 2 years plus that I spent here, I got that and a lot more. First of all, I think the biggest privilege was to work with a class of 60 plus colleagues who came from different backgrounds that really helped me, develop a broader worldview As an entrepreneur today, when I reflect back to what I learned at the institute, I'm reminded of a particular course which was about entrepreneurship and venture creation. It is interesting because in that particular course, the assignment was actually to, as a group of people, come up with an idea that we were going to pitch to a panel of real VCs who were at the campus, kind of Shark Tank of today. We did a reasonably good job, looks like. While we did get a good score in that course, in fact, one of the VCs on the panel, in fact, offered to invest in our idea even way back while we were in the institute. So I guess today, as an entrepreneur running a business that serves customers worldwide, I'm grateful to the things that I learned way back here while I was at the institute. I wish the very best on the 50th anniversary of IIM Bangalore. I wish many more years of success. I look forward to the next 25 years, next 50 years and beyond for the institute to grow and help a lot more entrepreneurs, a lot more professionals in India and around the world.
Hi, I am Snehal Shah, an alumnus of IIM Bangalore, PGP 95 batch. In terms of the 2 years spent at IIMB, I have got fond memories of professors, especially people like Professor Apte, Professor Narayan Swamy, Professor Kalyani Gandhi, Professor Mithileshwar Jha, some of them I am still in touch with. Over the 2 years I spent at IIMB, I developed a good foundation of business principles and analytical skills, and all those skills were very helpful, especially in my career. As I was in the space of private equity, this training helped a lot to do a 360-degree analysis of various businesses and then take investment calls. On the occasion of the Golden Jubilee of IIMB, I wish the Institute all the best in its journey going ahead, and in terms of the new campus which is coming up, wish you all the best.
As I always say, IIM Bangalore EPGP program is the best thing that has ever happened in my life. First and foremost, learning how to learn. I think that is the biggest takeaway for me. I have the confidence to kind of, expand my knowledge on anything and everything under the sun. The second point is that, how do you kind of tackle the fear of unknown? Given the fact that, your knowledge expands, you are no more fearful of the unknown. And the third is, more importantly, how to deal with people, how to kind of influence people typically that are beyond your realms of control. So from a professional standpoint, my journey is one of from the backbench to the battle forefront. This entire transformation, I definitely credit EPGP for that. And of course, not only the program, it means the entire campus, the professors, the staff, my peers and whatnot. IIM Bangalore is extremely close to my heart. I've been acting as a brand ambassador for the EPGP program. Last year, I was extremely honored to be the chief guest for inaugurating the 2022 batch of EPGP. This campus has given me the opportunity to involve myself in various activities, including corporate social responsibility. I'm extremely proud to be an alumni of IIM Bangalore, and I wish the institution another great 50 years forward. Thank you so much.
My name is Guru Prasad Budlapur. Currently, I'm the head of Bosch. Started off with getting into the core of management science through IIM. The confidence the program gave and the learnings the program gave helped me get into very specific track in management at Bosch. The time at IIM was also extremely good for me, and I did a lot of intense work together with my cohort, be it in terms of business simulation or case studies which we analyzed till depth, or interactions with an extremely knowledgeable set of professors who guided and coached us along the way. I specifically remember classes from Professor Padmini, who taught us finance, and for me that was a sort of a first entry into finance, looking at balance sheets, looking at things which could be done in a very different perspective. I also was able to handle a project house for
electrification, which was a brand new topic for Bosch in India. So that was more like a startup. So many of the learnings were brought into the startup environment as well. Currently, I'm the head of Bosch, really looking forward to deploying all the learnings back into my work experience as well. So all in all, I would say I'm extremely thankful for what happened to me at IIM, and I wish IIM on the 50th anniversary lots of success and lots of continued engagement from Bosch also towards IIMB here. Thank you.
I'm Dipesh Shah, Managing Director and Executive Vice President at Samsung Electronics Research Center in Bangalore. IIMB brings a lot of special memories. It changed me as a person and as a professional. My mindset, my thought process, my perspectives, my confidence, my identity, everything changed because of IIMB. When you get into IIMB, you're already kind of one of the top rankers, or you're in top of your basket. But when you go there, sit with your peers, you realize people have different kind of skills at different levels, and there is so much to learn from each other. And not just while you are in the campus, but the number of assignments that you do, you go together, learn together, and even beyond the campus, you stay connected for the whole life. You find your lifetime friends here at IIMB.
I was the alumni chair from 2014 to 2017. And this is one of the few roles that I've absolutely enjoyed doing. When Sushil Vachani asked me to take over as the chair of alumni relations, it was special in many ways. And the reason is just that I'm also an alum. And as alum, we are constantly thinking about how to actually enhance the bonding and engagement with the institute. And here I had an opportunity to be able to do that formally in a role. I remember talking to Partha, who was then heading the alumni relations, who himself was an alum, and asking him, saying, what ought to be our priority areas? And when we spoke to the Alumni Association president at that time, Saif, the first thing that became very obvious was the fact that the Alumni Association needed to exist as an extended arm of the institution with a bank account and their ability to manage activities that would be in alignment with the institutional vision. I think one of the big contributions that I can truly take credit for in hindsight is the fact that we were able to clear all the legal and other accounting related issues and thereby empower the Alumni Association to act as an independent entity. The Alumni Association members as well as the alumni, I think many of us felt that IIMB needed a high-powered event of a scale and grandeur that will appeal to all the alumni. And so we had the first IIMB, and who better than Shah Rukh Khan to inaugurate that. And after that, there have just been several IIMBs, and each IIMB event has been able to attract at least 700 to 1,000 alumni attending these events. As we speak, the Golden Jubilee celebrations are underway, and alumni participation in each one of these activities has been so significant. Whether it is their contribution to the IIMB anthem, or whether it is participating in our video that is being created, or whether it is in hosting a set of activities, all of that culminating to our Golden Jubilee celebration, I think alumni footprint today is in every part of the IIMB campus.
Let's build a glorious tomorrow, a grand chapter that's new, leading progress with pride. We are IIM Bangalore. We are IIM Bangalore.